Some things that just came to mind that I'm thinking about. Basically, I guess I'll start from the beginning or presently. So, current situation is I've been put up into a hotel after doing some time in the shelter program here in Ontario, Toronto. So, they moved me up to this hotel. And from here, I'm supposed to find housing or whatever, what have you. But it seems simple, right? Like on the outside, it's like, okay, yeah. This is how it goes. And there's probably real people here that are gonna find something. But what I'm trying to explain is basically they have me up in a room. It was a 3-man room, and there was another dude. So we had a guy from West Africa, and then blonde-haired, blue-eyed, I guess what you'd call a Canadian, right? In the room with me. So, trying to figure out who's who. I already pretty much know who the West African is because basically they put him here. As crazy as it sounds, they're gonna say, "Oh, I'm a crazy person." They've been saying it, so I know how my mind works. So I know I'm not crazy, but so the West African, he's set up to watch me basically and report back anything he might see or hear about me. He often calls his handler, and this guy will talk, the talking code, or they'll mix in their English with West African, thinking maybe it'll to throw me off, and so I won't know who they're talking about or what they're talking about. But they listen intently. So the guy on the other side of the phone, he probably watches me maybe through electronic means. He could be even a witch, I don't know. And basically, they'll talk about the little things I do or my conversations and things. So they have this guy here to, get a couple of bottled waters and things like that and use it as like a piss, because basically my room is connected to the washroom. So I have a door that leads to it, but everybody else in the room goes into the same one as well. So think about it. If you're sleeping at night and you're constantly hearing stuff like piss, the bathroom fan, like the banging of doors, because they always bang the doors and like slap the microwave and the cabinetry so much that the actual cabinetry door is broken now. So these are things like they try, but like they've conditioned me in a way where literally like I sleep through it basically. Like it doesn't bother me. I've always been a light sleeper, but through this, like when you need to sleep, like you sleep. So the program states you have to stay employed to basically be here. So if you're not working, you can't be here. Or if you're not going to school, you can't be here. So basically, I'm stuck in a loop of like working basically a job that's, in my sense, like maybe like an easier form of like what they would call slavery from back in the days, because basically I work until I'm exhausted and mentally strained too, because when I go over there, they abuse me there too. Like they got my business and everything. They know exactly what I say, what I do. They know I'm doing this too. It's actually kind of funny, but it sounds crazy to a person that like just comes up off the street and listens to something like this, but this is what it is. So, he'll fill up like a couple of water bottles, and then decide to get up, pee, you'll hear it. You'll be like, here we go again. So I just caught him doing it consecutively. Like no one actually pees that amount that quickly. Literally within the span of 2 minutes after like washing something in a sink or something like that. So basically they relay back and forth and openly like throw indirect threats and mockings to try and like throw me off. But I realize it now. Prior to that, they had me in a room with a dude from the Caribbean, and this guy, he's gay, like literally gay. Like they put him in the room purposely, knowing that I don't get down with that shit. You know, I learned my lesson. Stay the fuck away from the people. So basically, the whole objective is to always try and get you to sin. So now, they put this dude in my room, and I don't give a fuck. I told him straight up, but they're not trying to hear that kind of stuff, because they're not operating, normally. They operate abnormally, and he kept on making his advances and trying to convince me this and that, and I wasn't having it. So eventually I just said, yo, fuck this, man. I went straight to the people, be like, yo, this is what's up. They did something. But if I were to use any gay slander or anything like that, I would have been put out really quickly. That's how I know they run things anyways. So back to the point. So they tried that. Prior to that, they had me with a monk, basically, another West African dude, and right off the bat, their conversations are always about conspiracies and the Bible and stuff like that, right? Because I'll try and read and I'll watch a few videos and I'll read a few things on the internet as well, just trying to build wisdom, some knowledge, increase me so I'm not too ignorant about what's going on around me, even though the Most High gave me the eyes to see certain things, so they've been attacking me for quite some time. I'm talking years, years, pretty much a good portion of my life, and ever since I actually came to Canada. So the monk, he had a sleeping disorder, big belly and whatever, what have you, and he would snore so loud. If you've ever stood by speakers, actual speakers, where the sound is so strong, your chest cavity vibrates. That's how this dude would snore. And you'd go down and talk to the counselors, and they'd be like, "Oh, how's everything going? What's up? And did you get any rest?" They'd say things, and you'd be like, "Oh, okay." So they know, because it's all a setup. But they think you're actually too stupid to see what's going on. But so I digressed. So he would always, he'd always get at me and be like, "Oh, this guy, this and that." So I always put on my headphones, because I got those noise canceling headphones. Whenever they get too loud, I just put on those headphones. And I had them on, but nothing was playing, and they weren't fully in my ear. But I was pretending like I was listening to something, also while I was reading. So I try and read whenever I have the energy for it, because it's actually pretty taxing. I don't know why, but it is sometimes. And he would throw comments, especially when he would think maybe I actually had my headphones on or something like that. So literally the man said, you will never win. You're all gonna lose. And he's like, "Fuck you." And then he walks out, thinking that I didn't actually hear him say it. So that just substantiates and gives strength to the cause. If you're reading, the Bible, what they call the Bible, and you're trying your best to get closer to God, Satan's gonna send people after you to actually try and stifle you. Remember, he walks to and fro the world like a roaring lion, seeing who he can devour, right? So that's what's literally going on. It's like the Matrix. It's like They Live. It's like Fallen with Denzel Washington. It's crazy still.